Let us take a look at how relations work with dimensions. In our first example, we double-click a dimension to change it. Notice the top line of our shape stays angled. As we keep on moving through this, what we want to do is remove the number 40, and then what we want to do is eventually make the top line quote-unquote horizontal. Now what you'll notice after we make them the same size is now when we change that dimension, it finds that horizontal for us. Relations are found immediately when you pick a dimension. We'll notice now if we add a dimension to both sides, it does not overconstrain the sketch. But to change one, the relation finder is smart enough to say I do not need that horizontal to do that. Let us take a look now at just dragging lines. When we pick a line and drag it, you will see what happens. In our top one, we have some symmetry here. If we drag a point, we can move it in two directions at once. The bottom one is not symmetric, but if we line it up with the top one, and now when we move the top one, it will find that collinear relation and move them together. We can override this by picking the relation we do not want it to find when moving geometry around. For instance, if we pick a point, we can say we do not want to honor the horizontal relation it found, and we can make that line not horizontal anymore. Same with vertical. Again, knowing how the relations interact with dragging is a good idea to know how to change your sketch while you're trying to constrain it, fully define it. As you notice, now we can go ahead and move those around. And again, now back to the beginning where we have everything lined up. Now, let's take a quick look at how we change more than one thing in a case where we drag a dimension. You can see as we drag the dimension, it's not moving our stub out on the end. What we can do when we're dragging dimensions to see how our sketch will react is tell it to pick these other lines and move with that dimension. So in our case, we pick our little stub out on the end and it moves all of them together. One last thing we can do while seeing how our sketches react instead of just dragging in a X and Y direction is to do a rotational drag. Under the options, if we turn on rotational drag, when we pick geometry now, we can rotate it around the center of our rotational drag circle. This circle can also be moved around and we can drag it around other parts. We can just simply place it on the screen, and again we'll pick our two little shapes here, and now it's dragging around the center of where the blue circle is. Maybe we want to drag just one of them around the arc center of the other one, so we snap our rotation and drag handle to the middle of that circle and move just our petal around the other one. Thank you, and I hope you've enjoyed this movie.